The show is probably going to delve deeply into its lore in its fourth and final season and explore the issues raised in the previous three. Leanne turns progressively nasty in season 4 episode 2 of the show, titled Itch, as a result of her frustration with Dorothy's icy actions. Spruce Street as a whole is coping with a serious bug infestation. Here is all the information you might need regarding the ending of Servant season 4 episode 2. The episode opens with a metropolis in the night that has been wet by rain. Leanne is holding baby Jericho as she stands on a rooftop. The scene abruptly changes to the Turner residence as Dorothy startles out of her deep sleep. She calls out to reassure him as soon as she notices Jericho sobbing. Leanne is preparing Dorothy's first meal at home when she questions whether it shouldn't be a little more special than what they are currently serving her. Sean responds that his wife has been eating hospital food for the past few months. She might feel ill if they abruptly feed her rich meals. Sean is advised to participate in the GQ interview by Leanne. Leanne promises Sean that she will take care of his wife and child when he says that he should be with his wife since she just got home from the rehab facility. This season, it becomes more and more clear that Sean is disturbed by Leanne and constantly tries to appease her. Even though Julian, Rupert Grint, attempts to break things off with Leanne by citing Dorothy's return as an excuse, it can be noted that Julian exhibits almost the same traits. In the meantime, Dorothy accuses Leanne of being to fault for what occurred to her and behaves rudely whenever the other lady is present. Leanne tries to vent her rage on Dorothy and make her life miserable as she begins to feel undervalued by everyone in the house. Leanne reminds Dorothy of how much time she has spent away from her kid by displaying the quilt she fashioned from Jericho's abandoned clothing. While everything is going on, Spruce Street is in a state of panic due to a bedbug epidemic that has spread throughout the entire neighborhood. When the Turner family discovers bedbugs on every sofa and hiding under every pillow, they realize how mistaken they were in their first denial that their home is similarly infested. In the meantime, Dorothy starts to get angry red spots all over her body, which are probably bedbug bites. Leanne becomes aggressive as Dorothy asks Courtney for assistance, much to Leanne's chagrin. Frank, the father of Dorothy, Julian, and Courtney, also visits the Turner residence and aids in the eradication of the infestation. Courtney is Frank's younger girlfriend. Frank and Julian discuss their individual romantic interests at one point. Uncle George arrives at Spruce Street later that evening as it begins to rain. He drops to his knees after hearing from a city authority about the severity of the infestation. Shyamalan has frequently said that he prefers to deal with ideas like ghosts, aliens, and abilities by implication rather than demonstration. The same may be said for Leanne's skills. But in the fourth and final season of the show, her abilities grow stronger and more noticeable. When the cult tries to seize Leanne once more in the pilot, a sizable flock of pigeons comes to her aid. In this episode, her resentment and hatred toward the Turner house's other residents seem to have manifested into the neighborhood's bedbug infestation. Julian is informed by one of the homeless cult members who prowl around the house that Leanne's skills have improved. Even though it is clear that Julian is scared of Leanne and what she is capable of, he continues to reject the idea that there is a supernatural explanation for what is happening to his family. Leanne has taken note of how Julian and Sean interact with her. She brags to Dorothy that Julian and Sean are afraid of her and says they won't enter Dorothy's room if they know Leanne is there. A common theme in Servant is bug infestation, which refers to the rot that pervaded both the home and the residents' minds. It is implied that Leanne removes Dorothy from the rest of the family in order to punish her. Sean learns that the GQ interview has been rescheduled despite him leaving in the middle of it earlier, which leads him to remark that it seems he can do no wrong, and Courtney demands Frank to take her home.